Good morning, good afternoon. We'll give everyone a second. I appreciate you all who are here early. And for those of you who've been here for a while, you know I've been talking about this AI course for the last month now. So I'm excited to get this kicked off with all of you today. So give everyone a couple minutes. Drop in the chat where you're from, what you're hoping to learn. Let's get a little bit of context in here, meet a new person. You know, our Zoom chat is like our Tinder box for dating and meeting other agents and networking. So let's see what you all have here. Colorado, Cape Cod, Rockaway Beach, New York City, Naples. Howdy from Austin. It's a very Texas welcome, Rob. San Mateo, Jersey in the house, Dana Point, New York City. And look, I always encourage everyone, you know, real estate is a seen and be seen business. So look, there's a thing called neuroassociation, the way your brain connects one thing to another. So the more you have your camera on, the more you have your name be seen. And it's like if you look at Jessica, or actually hold on. If you look at Rob Lane, it says Austin, Texas. You see Roger from SF Bay Area. As you become more familiar with the people here and seeing where they're from, it'll be easier for you to think of who is your ideal referral partner? Because when you have a referral in Austin, Texas, you're like, wait a second, there's someone from my group coaching program that I see there every single day from Austin, Texas, right? So it's good to have your camera on. I always say that these are business things. So show up, be prepared, turn your camera on. We'll give everyone 1 extra minute and then we're going to get started promptly. We're not doing the Realtor 3 today. I call it the Realtor 3 because it's always within, you got to give people 3 minutes after, because the amount of real estate agents that actually show up on time, it's a very different concept. So it's 1 o'clock on the dot, and another minute we'll get started. So everyone take a moment here and drop into the chat what you're looking to get out of this AI program. Like, what does success look like for you? I'm able to do blank. I'm able to learn blank. I'd like to be able to do blank and save more time. Put in the chat what you're looking to get out of this program. And if you have no idea, just write, I don't know, I want to know more about AI. That is an acceptable answer too. But I also find the more clarity you have around what you want, it's the filter that you listen to. What to say to open house buyers with new rules, better prompts, how to use it, how to effectively use it, social media. Michelle, you're the smartest person here. You've been in the business 6 months. Want to know more about AI, prompts, executional implementation in daily task activities and business works. I want to know how Chirag's AI can help me in my business and to earn more business. Perfect. To get more comfortable, so you can delegate some brain power. Video ideas. Learning new tools. Peggy, quick and easy response to situations that arise. How to use it for lead gen. Better communication in person on social media. Perfect. Anyone else want to drop in their questions and we'll get started. Well, I'm not going to be able to tell you how to search Compass buyers agents commissions, Roger. That's something Compass will tell you, but don't worry, you're in good hands. I can tell you this, and let's start off by saying, first of all, thank you so much for investing the time and being here. People always ask us how many clients we have. I just say 0, we have a community. So a community is a group of like-minded individuals sharing the same challenges and goals, and most effectively getting there together. There's this concept I call collaborative learning, meaning our combined brain powers together can be more efficient and successful than any one of us could be individually. You know, I always believe that together we can be more. So in this course, there are a couple things I want to just start off before you even turn on the presentation. This is going to be a lot of new information for you. So don't worry. We're going to organize it in a way that's simple for you to use, gives you practical applications, and gives you all the steps, prompts, the things that you need to be successful. We have in normal Chirag Shah coaching features, we normally have like one word or one sentence on a slide. We put a lot more information this way because we want you to focus on the information, the context of the conversation versus feeling that you have to write everything down. So each session comes with a couple different things that we want to tell you about. Number one, you'll have the session recording. Number two, you'll have the slides. And number three, we've made guides to accompany every single session we have, as well as a set of bonus guides as well. So we've really wanted to over deliver on guides and information that you could use outside of the courses. You know, there's a saying that says education without implementation is entertainment. While I might make you smile, laugh, think about your life differently on days, sometimes maybe bring tears to your eyes, depending on what we're talking about. The goal is for you to be able to use this because ultimately it's going to help you optimize time and multiply profits. Now, let me go through with our philosophy on coaching and how I want you to approach this. And think of this as the golden triangle: mindset, performance, tactics. Mindset, as we define it, is the ability to think through something differently than you do presently today. Meaning, in simple terms, our capacity as humans to think and take action is nothing more and nothing less than the experience that we've had today. To be able to, as our tagline says, unlock your promise, you have to shift your mindset. And that brings us to the next part, performance. Performance is the art of getting things done. Time blocking, tackling, and also getting ourselves to do something that we might not be comfortable with, and most importantly, does not make sense to us, right? Because anything new is the opposite of what our brain seeks. Our brain seeks certainty and comfort. Anything new is uncertain and uncomfortable. So this is where it's all about trusting the process and making sure that you put time in your calendar after each session to whether it's rewatch or implement and try what you're being taught. The most important thing about AI in terms of performance, it is learn and do. Literally, in terms of how I personally use it, I'll spend 30 minutes to an hour a day typing in the most ridiculous things that I could think of in here just to see how it responds, and that's the fastest way to learn. And then the third part is tactics. People think that growth is all about tactics. Tactics are actually, in my opinion, the least important things. How many people have all the tactics for something they want to do in the world and still can't do it? The majority of the world. Because of the internet, because of AI, there is no shortage of information. Well, why isn't the world filled with superhuman, productive, high income earning people when we have access to all this information that many of the generations before us never had? Because you don't have the right mindset, you don't have the right performance. If you have the right mindset and you have the right performance, then the tactics make a difference. Does that make sense, everybody? Hit yes if you're with me on this. This is the single most important part of coaching and growth. And if you can understand these three things, there's only one place for you to go, is up. All right, so let's get started with the fun part. Can everybody see my screen? Just one person hit yes in the chat. Yes. All right, cool. Let's get started. All right, optimize time and multiply profits. So here's just a quick overview. Today is going to be a high-level introduction to AI. Tomorrow, we're going to have a masterclass on prompts. Then the following two sessions will be on social media and marketing, and what I think arguably is the most valuable thing for all of us, financial and data analysis. So how do I want you to think about AI? Imagine having a VA with the IQ of 150, who essentially is an expert in every different job, field, and subject in the world. And it costs you $20 a month because, make a note, you have to get ChatGPT for them. Right? So think about that. Imagine having access to the best real estate marketer, copywriter, social media manager, business analysis, assistant, any of these different things that you could dream of is now available through one resource for $20 a month. You have never had access to this kind of information and support. Now, what is this and how does it apply to you? Well, when you think about it, AI is just a tool and a resource that could help you with a multitude of different tasks, idea generation, brainstorming, workflows, processes, systems, and they can give you actual human responses. It's not like a robot. So imagine having a digital assistant that can understand and generate all of these different areas where it normally takes time for you to do something on your own. Drafting property descriptions. When a client writes a weird email, how do I respond to them? How many times do we think, okay, here's my client, here's who they are, here's how I need to communicate with them, here's what I want to communicate with them, but now how do I put this together in a very specific way that speaks to them, that doesn't have too much information, and writes to them in bullet points, because that's how they analyze information. With ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, you can now have all of these things done for you in minutes. You think about how long and tedious some of these tasks are. Look at property descriptions. In the end, just as kind of like a bonus and a teaser for tomorrow, I'm going to show you an actual thread that I did with a client, and you can see how this all transforms and works. Now, analyzing market data. You know, I always go to the scientific theory of observations and inferences. An observation is, well, there are 10 homes that sold in this market for this price. Well, great. Like, you can find that on any website. What people are paying you for is the analyzing and inference of that data so they can make a decision. And this has a visual learning aspect where it can analyze data and give you the interpretations you're looking for. Managing finances. Now, hit the dollar sign here if you'd want a more effective way to manage your finances, understand where you're spending money, having your budget stay on budget and not have to spend more money and have it done for you in less than 15 minutes a week. Every single person should say yes, right? I see the dollar signs coming in. Look, in the end, what I want to highlight about managing finances is, look, you're self-employed. You spend time, money, and resources every day doing a job and a service that you ultimately don't know you're going to get paid for. Managing your finances is the most important thing. You need to know where you're spending money, what you're spending money on, projected versus actual, and what is your net profitability. Right? So we're going to show you simple systems and ways that you're able to do that, and ultimately creating marketing materials. I'll share a quick story with you. I have two clients out in Seattle, Washington. One of them has a PhD, like a master's degree in analytics, and he's also flipped hundreds of properties. So in a coaching session, we wanted to make a video series that highlighted market trends, what's going on in the market, supplemented by an email that goes out as a way to nurture his past clients and spheres of influence. Within 30 minutes, we were able to make a campaign that had every email written, every video that had to be recorded, every script for the video within less than 30 minutes. Done. Now, all he has to do is load it to a teleprompter, record the videos, put in the data, the email is already written, the video link goes in, and it's finished. Do you see how much easier this can get? See, what I want you to realize in this moment right here, there are only going to be two types of people. The people that know how to effectively utilize this and the people that don't. And the people that don't are going to be at a severe disadvantage. It's like the difference of people that know how to use the Compass Tech platform and people that don't. There's a big difference in the quality of the people's businesses and the numbers that Compass is able to provide you. All right, so let's get kicking here. Now, let's talk about the difference between Google and ChatGPT, right? So if you think about Google, it's a search engine where it finds information, right? So Google will search the entire internet. It will find websites, articles, videos that match what you're looking for, and then give you a whole bunch of links. And then you're sitting there and you're clicking and you're clicking and you're clicking and you're clicking, right? It can be very frustrating and time consuming. So Google is a search engine. Now, if you think about ChatGPT, it is a summary engine. It is searching all of the internet for the information or the task or what you're looking for it to do, and then providing you the inferences and summaries that you really want, right? So if you're looking for, let's just say, the best events for holidays in Westport, Connecticut, you type that in and it would give you a list of results. Right now, you're going to click the websites, you want to make a newsletter. You're just like, oh my God, this is so frustrating and time consuming. Now, if you went to ChatGPT and you could say, my name is Chirag Shah. I am a luxury real estate agent with Compass in Westport, Connecticut. I am looking to write a newsletter to my clients who have kids under 10 years old, highlighting the best events coming up in Fairfield County. Please research and create me a 100-word email with links to every event that highlights me as a local market expert. Now that's just starting. It's going to pull all of the information and the whole entire email is going to be written for you like this. Like, let that sink in. Now, if you were able to get this much time back in your day, drop in the chat how much time do you think that will save you? Will it save you 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours? I would say at least 90 minutes, 2 hours. What do you all think? A few hours, 2 hours. Now, there are going to be a whole bunch of you wondering, why is Chirag asking me to keep putting things in the chat? Well, the reason I ask you to keep putting things in the chat is the more that you're answering this, the more your brain is going to seek this information, want to do it, because now it's going to say, wow, it's going to save me at least 2 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, 2 hours. It's the more engaged your brain is going to be on learning and doing something new, because you're now going to see a direct benefit to it. There's always a behavioral psychology aspect of learning. Now, we talked about this concept of a $20 a month employee. ChatGPT has an IQ of 150. Now, the cool thing about ChatGPT, it has this multiple skill capability, right? So it can be an expert copywriter, as well as someone that communicates in a therapeutic way that makes somebody feel blank through these kinds of words, and it will generate a response with both skill sets. That is the amazing power of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. You could write an initial response based on being a PR person. Then you could be an expert copywriter. Then you could be a therapist. Then you could be a business analyst. You can be all of these different things at once. If you think the skills need to be combined, you can combine them all together. So what I really want you to do is start living in the world of possibilities. Start using your imagination of what your business and life can really look like when you're able to leverage this. I can tell you this personally, the amount of time that I save each week is maybe 10 to 15 hours. We've had team members here asking us, Chirag, you're not asking us to do this anymore. I'm like, well, there's a lot of other things you could do. We're now able to automate the entire thing through AI. So keep your questions in the chat. There's going to be a whole Q&A aspect of this in the end. So let's talk about time savings and practical applications and different ways that you can do this, right? So task handling. When you start looking at routine tasks, what are those routine tasks, right? Client communications is one of them. Writing property descriptions is one of them. Researching stuff for your newsletters, right? Then that brings you to the next bucket, right? Unlimited creativity. When you're able to think outside of the box and customize the kinds of communication you want, ideas you have, there is no shortage of ideas. The greatest skill to have in life, in sales, and in real estate is the ability to effectively communicate. Well, most people are better at talking than they are at writing. People have an idea that says, imagine when you're working with ChatGPT that you were talking to me, and you could Chirag, I want a newsletter that really focuses on families that live here, that have kids under 10 years old, that communicates in a friendly tone, that makes people feel engaged with, nurtured, cared for, that I'm thinking of them. You can put all of this stuff in and then now allow something that has 150 IQ to come up with different things, and it's completely customizable, right? You can tailor the output by what is the input. Meaning an input in a simple way is what's the prompt, right? So if you could just say, write me a property description, like that's just very generic, but you can customize it that says, write me a property description that highlights as many of the senses as possible through words. The key features of this property are waterfront, community, renovated, and then it will give you an output. So it's very customizable. It's consistent. It's professional. So when you start thinking about this, what I want you to do is start making a list. What are the things that you think that you could use AI and ChatGPT for? Drop a couple of them in the chat as we go along. It will be able to inspire your colleagues in different ways to think about it, right? Now, let's talk about some of the areas that we really want to hone in on over the course of these next few days. Number one is property descriptions. I'm going to show you a property description in the end, and it will blow your mind on how interesting you can make these things. You know, the days of property descriptions said, stately colonial located on tree-lined street. No one wakes up and says, hey, honey, let's take all the money that we saved and go move to an older home on a tree-lined street. We might as well say street with bugs, right? Like that's not how people work. That's not how marketers market, but we're not marketers necessarily. We're not experts in copywriting and descriptions and enhancing people's experiences through words, right? But this can be that, right? Client communications. I can't tell you how many different scenarios that you can put in this to just brainstorm and get different ideas till you get to a point where you feel good about the communication. We all know when something goes wrong, what our clients' triggers are. The challenge we have is coming up with the right words based on their behavioral psychology and how they respond to things. So this is a simple way. Marketing and content creation. You can create social media plans, calendars, dates, times, platform posting. The entire thing, soup to nuts, can be created for you, down to video scripts for the person who said video scripts. Now, one of my favorite features is the voice feature, right? So if I opened my ChatGPT app, there's like this little button here that's a headphone that I could say, watch this. I have kids that are 8 and 10 years old. What are the best activities in Westport, Connecticut to bring them to this weekend?
Westport, Connecticut has some great activities for kids around those ages. Here are a few options you might consider. 1. Westport Library. They offer various children's programs, including reading events, craft workshops, and tech classes that are perfect for keeping kids engaged and learning. 2. Earth Place. This nature center is great for kids to explore trails, see wildlife, and participate in educational programs about the environment and animals. 3. Campo Beach, a local favorite. This beach is perfect for family outings with a playground, picnic areas, and plenty of space for kids to run around and play. 4. The Levitt Pavilion for the Performing Arts. During the summer, they host free concerts and events, many of which are family-friendly and fun for kids. 5. The Westport Playhouse. They often have children's theater productions, which can be a fun way to introduce your kids to the arts. 6, the Saugatuck River. If your kids enjoy outdoor activities, kayaking or paddleboarding on the Saugatuck River can be a fun and active way to spend a day. These spots should provide a mix of fun, education, and outdoor activities that your kids will love.
I am a luxury real estate agent for Compass. Can you take these activities and put them into a 100-word email where I would send it to my clients that have kids under 10 in a warm, friendly tone that shows that I'm thinking about them and I care about them?
Certainly. Here's a 100-word email you could send. Subject: fun fall activities for your little ones. Hi, client's name. As the school year kicks off, I wanted to share some of my favorite family-friendly activities in Westport that your kids will love. Whether it's exploring nature at Earth Place, enjoying a beach day at Campo, or catching a show at the Westport Playhouse, there's something for every little adventurer. The Westport Library and Levitt Pavilion also offer great programs to keep young minds engaged. I hope you and your family have a fantastic time exploring all that our beautiful town has to offer. Warmly, Chirag. This email strikes a balance between being helpful, friendly, and personal.
Now, the cool part is all of this is saved on your desktop so that if you want to go in and massage it and change it. So this is something that I came up with on the fly, that I just asked it a question, and you can literally talk to it, right? So the voice feature is great in cars. You can literally, as you're driving, come up with an entire marketing campaign, brainstorm, role play. If you don't like networking events, you could say, hey, I'm Peggy. I'm a luxury agent at Compass in Fairfield County. I have a hard time introducing myself to people I don't know, talking about what I do. Can you ask me a few questions to best understand what I do, and then help me figure out how to introduce myself, and then can I practice with you? And you can literally go through and do this with ChatGPT as you drive, right? Yes, you'll have all the slides. So data analysis, you can upload data. And when I'm talking about data, like let's go beyond market trends, right? I want to talk about money, because money is a very important thing to all of us. You can analyze budgets, data sets. You can upload a list of data from the MLS and say, please show me the last trends over the last 6 months in days on market, list price to sales price. You could even take a spreadsheet and write renovated and updated, renovated and non-renovated, and say, what's the price correlation between renovated and non-renovated? All of these things can be done. Now, lead qualification, if you want to come up with scripts, you could go into voice and saying, hey, I'm getting these kinds of leads. What's a way to qualify the scripts? Use your imagination. I hope that in this moment, like your brain has been unlocked. So before we keep going, let me just do a quick survey here. Who here feels that they've learned something or their mind is expanded into a different place than when they started? Hit yes. Now, this is what makes me smile. If you ever wondered what I'm in it for, it's this moment right here. Now, this is like not even like the tip of the iceberg of cool stuff that we have for you in association with this. All right, so let's keep going. Real estate marketing, social media content creations. You can understand how to create great listing details and sell the experience and get hashtags and captions. You can build out entire social media calendars, email marketing, same exact thing, video script writing, right? You can go to the voice thing and says, hey, one of the things I enjoy most is sharing the value of living in Westport. Can you write me a video script that's 2 minutes long that shares the benefits of being in Westport, Connecticut? Done. Content calendars, hashtag, blog and article creations. Every single one of you need a blog. I'll tell you why. Think of the most important questions that people ask you. So we have great clients, a Good Heart team in Washington, D.C. So Allison was getting all these different inquiries from her clients. So she just started making a blog to answer the questions to save herself time. They get a ton of local Google traffic and leads just from this information. So you can literally use ChatGPT to come up with these articles. You can also say, please apply the best SEO practices and go through it and optimize the whole thing. These things are all done in minutes. Like you could do your social media, email, video script writing, have a content calendar, a hashtag strategy, and a blog in less than 2 hours a week. And you could just be pumping out content. Just reading through your chats for a second. All right, voice activated. Now watch this. Let's go back to this again so I can show you. I'm an expert luxury real estate agent. One of the biggest challenges I have is communicating what I do to people at open houses who I've never met before. I need to come across an authentic way that connects with people that helps them understand that I'm not in it for the sale, that I'm an expert and I'm here to help them, and that I ultimately have access to off-market properties that other agents don't. What would be the best way to introduce myself and have this conversation?
When introducing yourself at open houses, you want to balance being personable and establishing your expertise without coming across as salesy. Here's a way to approach it. Start with a warm greeting and a genuine question to engage them. For example, "Hi, I'm Chirag Shah. How are you enjoying the open house so far?" This invites them to share their thoughts and makes the conversation more about them. Once they respond, you can naturally segue into your introduction. "I'm a real estate agent specializing in luxury properties here in location. And one of the things I enjoy most about my work is helping people find homes that truly fit their lifestyle, whether they're listed or not. My focus isn't just on making a sale, it's about providing value and finding the perfect fit, even if that means exploring exclusive off-market opportunities that other agents might not have access to." By framing your expertise and your unique offering, off-market properties, as part of your dedication to helping them, you create a connection that feels more like a partnership rather than a transaction. From there, you can let the conversation flow naturally, addressing their needs and answering questions with your insights.
Can I practice this with you now? And then you can grade me on my efficiency?
Absolutely. Go ahead and introduce yourself as you would at an open house, and I'll give you feedback on how effectively you communicate.
Hey, I'm Chirag, a luxury agent with Compass. Do you have a real estate agent you work with?
That's a good start. You're concise and straight to the point, which is great, but there's room to make the introduction feel a bit more personable and less transactional. Here's some feedback. 1. Warmth and connection. Your greeting could benefit from a little more warmth to build rapport. Adding a bit more about yourself or asking how they're finding the open house could make them feel more comfortable. 2. Positioning. You mentioned you're a luxury agent, which is important, but you might also want to emphasize your focus on helping clients beyond the transaction. 3. Open-ended question. Instead of directly asking if they have a real estate agent, which might put them on the spot, consider asking a more open-ended question about their home search or what they're looking for. Would you like to try again, incorporating these suggestions?
Do you think this will be helpful for you to use when you go out and you need to practice, especially with the whole NAR settlement? 100%. So these are just simple ways that you can get more out of what you have available to you. Remember, the difference between success and mediocrity is inspired action every day. The more you use this, the more comfortable you're going to get. The more comfortable you're going to get, the more you're going to just continue to grow in this aspect. Let's go to financial management. Now, here are 4 areas that we really want to focus. Reviewing credit card statements. How many people buy things that they can't afford or also don't even understand their spending patterns, right? So what you want to do is get into the habit, and we'll share with you a system on how to start managing your credit card statements, analyzing your budgets, looking at your spending patterns, and ultimately cash flow forecasting, right? These are 4 different distinct areas. Now, I use this and I started messing around with this maybe a month and a half ago. And I have a bookkeeper, I have a tax planner. I have all of the different things. But what I found was in 15 minutes or less, I was able to get more inferences out of my budget, my spending, my habits, what I'm doing, where I'm overspending, where I could save money through just uploading my credit card statements here than I ever was through any of these other things. Right? Like, look, the whole point of data is so you can make future decisions off of it. Right? So think about if you were able to have a simple way every week just to upload it and track projected versus actual, right? You want to be able to really manage your money. I don't really have, personally, I don't have any security concerns, right? Because in the end, this is all just information that I'm giving it, right? This is my spending. I don't know what they could do with it. But again, if you have a concern, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want to put your financial information, don't put it in. But I find that this is a really good way to analyze budgets, right? You could categorize all of your things for marketing, lead generation, and ask it like, here is my income. What percentage of my income am I spending on marketing? What percentage of my income am I spending on lead generation? It's going to pull all of those inferences for you, which normally would be a very manual process. Tracking and measuring. Obviously, you can set goals, you can track your progress, and you can get automated reporting, right? Now, you can eliminate manual work. Now, this is more of an advanced feature, right? But, things like generating content, reviewing statements, there's also ways to go back to previous searches and just have them refresh what they are each week. We have clients that build their local newsletters this way. They have just on ChatGPT, there's the save like searches or prompts or tasks that you have there on the left side. And you're able just to go in there and say, please update this in the same exact format for this week. And I'll literally just produce it for you. Right. And reduce the guesswork. Data-driven insights eliminate the need for manual tracking and estimation. Now, AI is not just an enhancement, but I think it's a necessity for staying competitive in today's real estate market. Remember, your clients have access to this too, right? It is a very important thing to keep in mind. Because if your clients can use this, you need to be able to A, know how to use it better, and B, know what you're getting out of ChatGPT and also what you can provide as a human. So ultimately, I find this the number one untapped resource in the world right now for business owners. This has leveled the playing field for people in ways that you can't even imagine. Now, look, in the end, like any tool, it's only as good as how you use it. When you know how to use it effectively, you will reclaim time and your business will grow. So now there are a couple things left for us to do today. Number one, was this a cool experience just to get started today? Listen, I have been putting so much time into making this for all of you as it's just something, look, like in the end of the day, and I'll just speak candidly here, is from the moment you wake up, your day is hard. And I don't mean like hard in the sense of, oh man, poor me, I have work. Do you know people have no idea what it's like when you wake up in the morning and the second you look at your phone, everything in your life is about somebody else? A lot of us sit in offices or still work at home or in our cars most of the day by ourselves. And the one thing that all of us want is time. Right? I've been saying to people for years now, I don't want to be a millionaire. I want to be a time millionaire. That's what I really want. I want to have the freedom and flexibility to do the things I want and not miss the things I care about. And I find this is the best way I've ever found in my life to get people time back. Like truly. We all got into this business for freedom, flexibility, and limitless income. You find me a real estate agent that feels that they're free, that has flexibility, and some may or may not have limitless income. Right? So this is the journey we're going to embark on together. So there are two things I'm going to do right now. One, I'm going to show you an actual chat log that I did with a client, right? Then the second thing I'm going to do is we have time and I want to just open this up to questions. I have left ample time in every single session for Q&A. Because understanding what you want out of this is the single most important thing that we deliver. Like really. So as much as you can share, the more we can give. For those of you that are in our community, you know, if you ask me to do something extra, I'm going to do it. The group asked for bonus sessions on the NAR settlement. We have one on Wednesday and we have one in a couple of weeks from now. You ask, I deliver. I don't want to be your coach. I want to be your partner. I want you to take the time that you invested here. And when you walk away, say that the one thing I got out of this program is not only great training, but someone that really cared about me having a better life and business at the same time. That's what's important to me for all of you. Right. So there are a handful of new people here. And like, I want to just drill the message home and just keep saying, like, ask. I can only help you with what I know you want help with. I'm really good at guesstimating. I'm really good at reading your minds, right? And let me show you this quick property flow, and then we'll open it up to Q&A. So this is for a client of mine, Aaron Buckbinder. Aaron may or may not be on here. Recently just won 40 under 40. Has an incredible business and is a great dad and husband at the same time. So we're going through this on one of our individual coaching calls. So this is our workflow. I'm a top producing luxury real estate agent specializing in selling homes in Boca Raton. I have a new luxury home coming on the market. I need you to write a property description. And we'll go through more of this workflow tomorrow. Ask me 5 to 10 questions that will provide you the information necessary to complete the task. You want to train ChatGPT on understanding how you work. So we went through all the questions and everything. We provided the answers, and then it came up with an initial answer. Welcome to 550 Silver Lane, an exquisite waterfront home nestled in prestigious gated community in East Boca Raton. The stunning 5-bed, 6-bath estate offers 5,800 square feet of opulent living on a third of an acre lot, perfectly designed for discerning buyers seeking both elegance and comfort. Step into the beautifully renovated residence and be greeted by soaring high ceilings and breathtaking panoramic views. The expansive living area seamlessly blends sophistication with modern convenience, featuring a fully updated gourmet kitchen and bathrooms that cater to the most refined taste. The heart of the home is undoubtedly the backyard oasis, reminiscent of a 5-star resort. Dive into the sparkling pool or unwind in the serene outdoor living spaces, all while enjoying the picturesque sunset views over the tranquil waterfront. This home truly offers an unparalleled lifestyle, combining luxury and relaxation in perfect harmony. Located in Boca Raton's most prestigious, sought-after gated communities, this property offers privacy, security, and exclusivity. The whole house renovation ensures that every detail has been meticulously crafted, providing a fresh and contemporary aesthetic throughout. Priced at $8 million, 550 Silver Lane is a masterpiece of design and luxury. Don't miss the opportunity to own this exceptional waterfront estate and experience in Florida's living. In the finest Florida living. What do you think about that? Good, bad? Come on, don't be shy. It's a masterpiece, a good start, way too many adjectives, good, it's wordy, amazing. So Christine hit it on the head. It is a good start. Rule number 1, never accept the first prompts, right? Now here's a tease into tomorrow. I now need you to act as an expert copywriter with 30 years of experience, specializing in real estate copy that evokes emotion and connections with homes through words. The marketing copy needs to be 1,000 characters. Now look at this. Welcome to 550 Silver Lane, where sophistication meets serenity in this waterfront masterpiece. Spanning 5,800 square feet on a pristine third of an acre, this 5-bed, 6-bath estate is a sanctuary of modern elegance and timeless beauty. Upon entering, you're greeted by soaring ceilings and expansive panoramic views that draw the eye to the tranquil waters beyond. The heart of this home, a newly renovated gourmet kitchen, seamlessly blends style and functionality, perfect for culinary adventures and intimate gatherings. Every corner of this home whispers luxury, from the exquisitely updated bathrooms to the resort-like backyard. Imagine unwinding by the shimmering pool, the sun setting in hues of gold and crimson, casting a magical glow over your private oasis. Nestled in the prestigious gated community of East Boca Raton, this home offers unmatched privacy and exclusivity, meticulously renovated. Every detail is designed to captivate and inspire. Now that is something amazing. And you know what's really funny about this? People are like, well, agents use AI descriptions. Who cares? They're better than what most people write, right? Like it doesn't really matter whether you use the same words or everything else, because the more you're focused on, oh my God, this sounds like AI and all these other people use it, it doesn't matter. They're for consumers to read and get engaged with your property and to impress your clients. So you can take this now and keep being an expert this, that, change the words, too many adjectives, change the adjectives to verbs, right? Like there's so many different things. The show says I use my writing samples and train AI to use my writing style. There's so many different things you can do. All right, so ChatGPT 4.0, you just go to ChatGPT and you buy the 4.0 version. Everyone should have it. What's the difference between ChatGPT 4.0 and Chirag AI? Chirag AI in a simple format is an AI that's like ChatGPT that's trained on all of our trainings, right? So when you want real estate specific things or scenarios, it's been trained on our trainings and it just keeps getting better. We'll have a whole little section on here before the AI course is done on how to use it and how to get the most out of it, as well as we're updating our platform over the coming months to integrate this interface like into when you log in, right? So all of these specifics, the Chirag AI is as long as you remember, it's never going to end. It's only going to be getting better, right? So in terms of like the future, the things that we're focusing on is one, integrating a full AI interface into our online platform. So you don't have to find anything. It can find it for you. It can be your coach, find upcoming sessions and recordings. And ideally, I started the project today is to make it into an app, right? So will we be able to role play with Chirag AI? That is a feature that we're hoping to have done before the end of the year, or it could be trained on our scripts, the 7 keys of effective conversation. So when it grades you on it, it grades you on how we teach it to listen. So look, as a company, right, I have a partner in our AI stuff who has a PhD in data science from Yale and lives one town over from me. So all of our business, all of the stuff we're doing is all going to be driven through AI. Paired with, obviously, it's not going to replace me. I'm not going to have like a human robot or anything else like that. But look, in the end, what I find with AI is, look, you have a platform which is like a search engine. AI is a summary engine. Someone likes our AI. Well, listen, our AI is built on thousands of pieces of content that we've created. Right? So, all right, who has questions now? Don't be shy. Andrea.
Hi, good morning. Me
Good
being shy
morning.
again. How do you do the financial piece? Like you said, upload our expenses?
So we'll go
Like
through a
3
whole
months, not 1 month,
financial.
or?
In the session 4, we're going to go through uploading things and we'll use actual data and samples and walk you through the process.
Okay.
Yep.
That was easy. Thank you.
No problem. Carol and then Ryan.
I just wanted to comment because when you took that first description and you said rewrite it, that's where I'm running into my problems, is telling it it's the prompt I'm giving it to get what I want. So what I do is I have it rewrite it like 3 times, and it's never right. And I kind of get a little frustrated with it. And so I just take the best ideas and then end up writing it myself. And then and probably that problem, especially with listings on Compass AI, is Compass AI is pulling from your listing that's already loaded, and it's pulling fields from, that you filled out for MLS or whatever that don't have anything really to do with what you want to say. So it just kind of gets pretty messy in Compass AI anyway. But the prompts part, that's what I think we really need to learn, is how to talk to it to get to what we want.
Well, that's what tomorrow is. We have a full hour on what we call prompt mastery. We have a whole prompt mastery guide that we've created. We've created all these different roles, right? And look, the cool part is for tomorrow, like, remember I told you I left Q&A? I will have a live demo section tomorrow where you can literally ask me what you want to do in property descriptions and stuff. And live, I will build out the prompts to just show you guys how to think through this in actual practical application.
Thank you.
We have this figured out pretty well. Ryan.
Chirag, good morning.
Good morning, my man.
Thank you, first of all. Secondly, you've introduced now like the third new cool thing this summer. So between Plod Note and your Chirag AI and obviously ChatGPT, my question is, for somebody like me being vulnerable, all of a sudden we have all these, pardon my French, badass tools. We're all going to get lost in all these things. And then the efficiencies that we're to gain by using this, we may get lost in, do I use Compass AI, Chirag AI, Plod Note, ChatGPT? How do we simplify the madness with all these cool things?
It's really simple. It's like anything else in your life. There's a specific use for everything, right? So I don't know anything about Compass AI. So let's just, I'm not going to talk about Compass AI. Compass AI, I do believe they're updating it, right? But you got to remember, AI is based on a set of data sets, right? And it's been around for a certain time. It's meant to be worked around the platform, right? ChatGPT 4.0 is just rolled out, right? It's new, right? So I would stick with ChatGPT. And like, for the people that use Compass AI, use it for what you find it best for, right? Now, I would use Chirag AI for your actual real estate situations, right? Some people will do a lot of these same property description things in Chirag AI. Like anything, I would put the same prompts in 2 different things and see how it writes, and then see what you feel most comfortable with, right? Because in the end, the first thing from 0 to 1 is identify what you want it to do, right? Whether it's a marketing campaign, social media campaign, data analysis, right? We have another guide that we have that will give you that will just talk about all the different platforms, right? Like Google has a version, Amazon has a version. It's just different options. I just find ChatGPT easy to use, right? And it's simple. It has a high IQ. It gives you the right output. The user face is clean. It has like your searches on the right side. So it's great, right? So what I would focus on is just trying to make this simple, right? So you can look at our list of suggested uses and pull the ones that you want. And like anything, I don't know, you would make, if I was doing this, Ryan, I would make a spreadsheet. I'd say for marketing, I'm using this. For this scenario, I'm using this. And then eventually, you know what you go to for when, right? And the next part is for everyone's like, Plod Note. What's a Plod Note? Plod Note is a Bluetooth-enabled AI voice recording device powered by ChatGPT 4.0. So when you're on the go and you need to capture conversations and you could really be present and listen, it's the best thing that you could find out there. Because when your client calls you in the car and you need to listen to what they say and document it all, you have everything saved. You go on a buyer consultation, you could literally summarize the entire conversation and give them notes within 30 seconds. And everyone wants a tech forward agent. For God's sakes, we say we work at a technology company. So this is another resource for us. Does that make sense for Ryan and everybody else? All right, who else has questions? We have almost 10 more minutes left. Sally Ann.
So I've struggled with teaching it my voice. Maybe I don't know what to say. So one of my questions was, I used to write property descriptions. Should I go back to some of those, especially the luxury ones, which used to take hours, and input them somehow to help it find my voice? Because I go back and forth and have to say regenerate as I make corrections. What's the best way, fastest way to get there?
I'll tell you, 1 second. Typing this in. To train ChatGPT to learn and train your voice, 1, provide examples of your writing. 2, identify key characteristics of your voice. 3, create custom prompts. 4, refine outputs through feedback. 5, save and reuse prompts. 6, utilize memory or persistent context that you need more stuff. Create a style guide for ChatGPT to follow, right? Like, so if I were doing this, what I would say is, I am Sally Ann Clark, a luxury real estate agent in Sonoma County. Please ask me 10 to 20 questions one by one, so it doesn't dump them all out at once, so that you could learn my writing style, tone, and who my client that I'm speaking to is, so you can best complete writing tasks. Now, and you can just keep going back to that thread, and that way it will understand and know you and just say, please write a property description based on the format from above. Done. You have to teach it, right? Like, I think that just because someone has a high IQ doesn't mean that they know everything, right? So just think about if you were talking with me, you invested in coaching, right? Say you spent $10,000, you came here for a day. You say, Chirag, I need you to learn and understand all of my writing and stuff like that, so that we can ultimately write out 6 months of email campaigns. And I need you to write them for me because I'm coming there for a day. Like, okay. And then I would ask you for your writing samples. I'd ask similar questions. And this is how you train it. Just ask it to ask you questions, right? If you want to upload a document, you could say, please read, you can upload the document and say, read this document to familiarize yourself with the task being requested. Andrea.
Can ChatGPT write a CV?
A what?
CV,
What's a CV?
curriculum vitae? Resume,
Yeah, of course.
amazing.
It can do anything that you give it information to, right? So find a resume that you really like, go on Google, go on and find like the best resume, right? And then upload it and say, I want you to create something in the exact same format and ask me 10 to 15 questions that you would need to populate it with my personal information. Look, the one thing that you all learn about me and that the rest of you already know about me, I have a process for everything. I'm a process-driven human, and I have to give you all processes to follow, or nothing will ever get done. It's not fair to what you signed up for, right? I can't sit here in good conscience and say, yeah, just tell it to learn. Hey, Sally Ann, just tell it to learn your writing style and it will figure it out. Like that's not how the world works. It's not what you signed up for. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Who else has a question? Don't be shy. Some of the people that just joined, raise your hand, ask a question. I promise we won't bite. Bill.
Okay, this is awesome, Chirag. Are you concerned about, or should we be concerned about, or do something about AI detection? Like I keep on reading that Google can detect AI content. Should we take this and like make it ours, or is it just fine to like put on our blog, put on our site?
Look, in the end, if you have nothing, there's nothing to detect and there's nothing to find, right? A lot of us that work with past clients, centers of influence, open house people are going to look up your website. They're going to look up your blog. Like you need the information there, right? So Bill, I know you really well, and I know I can use your examples, everyone else's, right?
Yeah.
You can't let this shit get in your way of doing anything. You can think yourself out of doing anything. And like, it's so amazing. Like people, like the best example I could use is someone who hasn't exercised, right? And then now I want to get into shape. Well, all of a sudden they have not done a minute of exercise, like nothing. All of a sudden they need a personal trainer, a workout plan, a diet, meal prep, and all this stuff. I'm like, why don't you just do 3 minutes of burpees tomorrow? That's it. You can even do 1 minute of burpees. It's more than you did yesterday, right? So don't let your monkey brain get in the way. There are other websites that say humanize or stuff like that, that it could humanize AI words and stuff. But in the end, you want to get this to where you want it to be, that you're comfortable with. For you, Bill, you might say, you know what, I'm going to write these things and I'm going to make it Bill, right? Or you could be like Sally Ann that says, I'm going to invest the time into taking all of the stuff it suggests and training this thing on how to write and sound like me. You can build custom GBTs that do all this stuff. Like there is a matrix style rabbit hole that you could go down in this that just goes on and on and on. And the more you do it, the better it gets. Make sense?
Oh,
Cherish,
yeah.
I had a question too about blogs in the chat. Do you still have that same question? No? Okay. Sometimes I saw. Jessica, you have a question. And then Anne.
Yeah, I actually have two questions. The first question is for the paying version that's you're able to like have a desktop and mobile. Is that the deal? Because I was looking at
Yeah, but it also, the paid version has the voice.
so you download it on the phone.
Yeah, you download on your phone.
Okay. My second question is somebody who has like dyslexia and you put your own language in it, I feel like will they pick up your dyslexia?
Well, I would write literally in it. I'm bad at writing and I have dyslexia, so I need you to be an expert level. And you could literally write it. I have the worst grammar and writing in the world. I don't know the difference between a semicolon, a comma, a period. Anyone that works here gets pissed when I just send things to everybody and I don't like give it to anybody because the grammar's bad. It looks bad.
That's really what my phobia is like I'm not going to pick up if there's a problem. I'm not going to pick it up because my eye just won't catch it.
So use Grammarly. Actually,
I
Grammarly
do.
AI
That's my
is
best friend. What I've been doing is I put stuff in ChatGPT. I don't know who mentioned it before, but like I pull and make sentences that I like, and then like after I'm done, like because I prompt it, but I don't always love what I prompt, so I pull other stuff and I make it paragraphs, and then I take that paragraph and I put it into Grammarly, and then they edit it, and I'm like, okay, I like it. That still takes me like an hour. When I don't know if that should like for a description. So I don't
you
know
gotta
if there's a
remember,
way to change.
in
maybe
the
that.
end, it's better than what you could have done on your own, right?
Yeah,
And an
I like
hour of property descriptions, arguably outside of images, one of the most important things, right?
I'm just thinking of like one out of many things, and like I know my phobia for like newsletters is like, so I'm just like thinking of all the marketing material that I have phobia for. So I'm
Yep,
just trying to
keep going. It's better because it's going to get out there and you're going to make money. So we got you. Anne, welcome.
Hi, thanks for doing this. I have two set of questions. I'm a new member here, and I've just joined you guys for the very first time. And I've been using ChatGPT for the last 2 years, and I'm just wondering, with Chirag AI, how is that going to be different than what I've been using, and how can I best utilize what you provided?
In chat, in our AI, right? We literally like ChatGPT's trained algorithm, and it's based on pulling information off the internet, right? To come up with their answers and everything else. Chirag AI is trained to come up with the answers based on all of my content and training. So if you log into our platform, all these different videos and stuff, we've fed it, we've uploaded it, and we continue to train it based on our training, our style, how we suggest people work with clients. So you'll get a different output on it.
Gotcha. Okay. And the second set of question is, can we talk about ChatGPT right now, 4.0? You have to pay to get it. So have you, do you know how much would it cost?
$20 a month.
$20. And I think I look into alternative like Microsoft Copilot. It's free. It's an alternative to, I don't know if anybody in here using it.
I don't think anyone, I think for most people, right, they're in the 0 to 1, like I'm just getting started and everything. One of our guides has all of these different platforms, different ways you could use it. But it's like you have 2 years of experience doing this, right? So for you to start going into other platforms, using different AIs for different specific uses, some for data analysis, some for marketing, like you'd be better equipped to do that than I think most people would because you've been using it for 2 years.
Yeah, I want to maximize it. Like you were talking about the financial statement and all that stuff. I haven't really tapped into that, like the investment ROI, return on investment. If I can incorporate AI in there, I think it's going to be a great help. I don't know if
100%.
anybody in here are they using it? Anybody in here using your AI to incorporate into their investment or financial generated financial statement?
We haven't, our AI is built for more like real estate coaching, right? So I would think of ours as I need a resource for a listing presentation. My client has this objection. What do I do in this scenario? I need to write an open house email, right? Like those are the things that are more basically part of real estate that ours is trained on, right? So I can't, I don't know what the legal guidelines are, but I can't give financial advice in terms of the way, but this can take your data, pull out patterns and all kinds of different analytics based on what you're asking it, and you'll be able to get to what you want, right? And sometimes it's literally just taking all your sales, right, and categorizing where the source is, right? And like I would upload here are all my sales, here's where I spend money. What is the ROI I have on Zillow, right? How much money do I get for every dollar I spend? And these are different ways to think about it, right? So in everything, we'll give everyone a process to follow, and the people here have all different expertises, but there'll be something new and different for everyone, because what I'm constantly told is no matter how many people look at something, when I look at it, I always get something different.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so a couple high level aspects is one, the recording will be there. Number two, our resource will be there, right? It'll be a full guide that talks about all of this stuff. Number three, we have a session tomorrow. Number four, we have a NAR settlement edition session coming up on Wednesday. So we're going to send a recap email, and it's going to, one, provide a link to Chirag AI to everyone here. So make sure that you have whitelisted our email, and make sure you check, because we send an email every week. It is amazing how many people send us emails with questions that are in the email and the communications that we send. So make sure to look at them. Number two, you'll have a link to Chirag AI with the passcode so you can start messing around with it. Number three, I'm going to put in a little survey, and it's going to say, what are your biggest challenges and questions around the NAR settlement? The more information you give me, the more we'll tailor what we do to what's going on. One of the things that we like to say is we're the most up-to-date real-time coaching program, because I will adapt anything and everything we have to what is going on in the world based on what you share with us. So as I like to end, with love in my heart, I love you all. Welcome to everyone that's new here. Thank you for all of us, for you, many of you who've been here for literally years. And just know that we have an incredible experience for you in August. And there's so many great things coming up ahead for all of us together. So I'll see you all tomorrow. And thank you all for staying on for a few extra minutes. I know your time's very valuable. Bye, everybody.